A police response to a barricaded man in a Rockford neighborhood ends Wednesday afternoon after officers safely resolved the situation.
Police responded to the area of Wolverton Lane where a man had barricaded himself inside a home. About 30 minutes later, the Rockford Police Department announced the incident was over. Investigators have not released additional details about what led to the barricade or whether any arrests or injuries were reported.